Hi, guys. Welcome back to the Sports Debate Show. We're filming this on the Sunday right after the NFL draft ended, so obviously it's going to be an NFL draft related show. This episode is just going to be about what our biggest takeaways from the draft were. But first, just make sure to like and subscribe. And second, we're going to Shivam. So, Shivam, take it away.
All right, so I'm gonna make my takes specifically for the Giants, and I'm gonna talk about Dave Gettleman and the moves he made. So first of all, Trader Dave, right? Never traded before in his first 8 years of drafting, and then he comes out with two, in my opinion, very good trades. So the first one, obviously, in the round one, the Giants traded back from the 11th to 20th with the top three wideouts obviously gone before their pick. So it was obvious that in the first round that the Giants were trying to bolster up the offense. They're trying to get some playmakers because this is a make or break year for Daniel Jones. They need to see if he really is the right guy. So they took Kadarius Toney with the 20th pick. So it's really good to see that the Giants are investing in Jones, is what they should be doing. Um, Now, for the actual trade itself, they got a first round, a third round, and a fourth round, I believe, or a fifth round maybe. And I think it's a really good trade because, well, it's really about Daniel Jones. So if this year he really is the guy, then you can use those extra couple of picks to kind of get more weapons. Like how the Texans pick worked out for the Dolphins, they got a high pick and they're able to get two-a weapon with Jalen Waddle. So if Daniel Jones is the guy, you can get him a weapon. If he's not the guy, you can use those extra picks to trade up and get a quarterback.
All right, so I had a couple of takeaways. Number one being how the Raiders still suck at drafting. Thank God, taking like a second or third
Yeah, but
round
that's not going to
pick
matter
in the
when they have
first
Aaron
round. But
Rodgers.
speaking of Aaron Rodgers, great segue. So I'm going to be talking about the Broncos. How I was as shocked as everyone else when they just passed over Justin Fields and took Patrick Surtain, who's the best corner in the draft in my opinion. He's gonna be a stud. But that kind of just shows that the Broncos are like, they're really gonna probably gear up to get Aaron Rodgers. They have like an offer that they think they can be contenders for him, and so if not, they're just gonna roll with Drew Lock, Teddy Bridgewater, which I'm not the happiest about. But I think that it shows that they're gonna be serious contenders for Aaron Rodgers, which I couldn't be more happy about. And after a day or two of thinking about it, I'm really happy with the Sertan pick now. And just overall, the Broncos had a really good draft in the later rounds. They got a lot of defense, so pretty happy with that.
Okay, so my take is a little more broad, a little more general. It's not a team specific thing. And my take is just that general managers are becoming a lot less important and head coaches are becoming a lot more important. And you can just see this, like the way the NFL is shifting, that it's not even the general managers who are picking anymore. It kind of seems like the head coaches are the ones who are picking the teams. The head coaches are the ones who influence. Like, for instance, Joe Judge, like he definitely influenced Trader Dave. He he probably is the guy behind all these picks. I mean, Urban Meyer, if I saw it correctly, like the first four picks of his were like high school, like 5-star recruits or something. Like that's not something a general manager takes into account. You know that who does take into account a college head coach in Urban Meyer. Like I'd be really surprised in 5 years if general managers are this big shot thing because it just seems like more and more head coaches are making these picks because they know what their team wants. They know what they want as a team. And in 5 years, I'd be surprised if they're, yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if they're more like Bill Belichick's, where it's like a head coach who is also like a general manager, or like Brian or whatever. So that's my big takeaway from the 21 NFL draft.
Yeah, and to further your point about like but you further your point, like I remember Dave Gettleman had a quote saying how like he asked Joe Judge and he tries to get the players that his coaches want. Like so, like it just shows how the coaches are influencing a lot of the decisions that the general manager is making, which is, I mean, a good thing in a way because it's the coach that's actually going to coach these players, that's actually going to talk to these players on a day-to-day basis. So it definitely makes sense.
Yeah, I mean, I think they're seeing what success you can have if you have like a Patriots type system where obviously not every coach is Bill Belichick, but I think having that link between like the coach knows what kind of system he wants to run. So he I feel like he's or she is the best equipped to get a player for that system. Like the general manager might not know as much, and that always kind of confused me. Like in the first place, when I was learning about all this stuff, like why is there a general manager? Why not just give it all to the coach?
Because
Since the coach is the guy dealing with the players.
then you have Bill O'Brien's who are trading away the number one receiver in football for a second round pick. But you can't give too much power to a guy, but like, just don't hire Bill O'Brien, you know? So stupid.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I think you're definitely right about like a lot of the picks being dictated by the coaches. You know, I mean, that wasn't true for Denver. I'm pretty sure George Payton was doing a lot of it, but you know, people like Brian Flores or Urban Meyer, they were the guys, you know, and especially because there's a lot of new coaches in the league, I feel like because there's a new coach, the team is just giving them the control. Like, okay, we're going to give you everything you need. You make the decisions, you bring us success.